Hey guys, Chris here from Carolette Miniature Horses. I can't believe it. It's the middle of May. I mean, today is literally May 15th. The month is flying by super fast. And I have a handful of updates that I want to share with you because a lot has happened and I just want to kind of let everyone know what's going on. So in no particular order, because I can't remember them in a particular order, I want to share with you the updates that we're going to have. So we are full of updates today. Again, it's the middle of May. I can't believe it. The first update, though, that comes to mind is this giant rain event that we had a few days ago. I want to share with you how the animals are doing, how the farm is doing. Another update we have is on Rocky. Our little horse Rocky did have a bout of gas colic about a week ago, and I want to give you an update on how he's doing because that can be really scary for any horse owner. Another update we have has to do with our garden, which you see behind me. And I also am going to kind of share with you a few updates on our fruit bushes and trees. We've made a little headway there. And let me see, what am I forgetting? Because again, there's so many updates. So much has happened lately. I want to give you an update on our next camping trip. It's going to be a little different than our trips of the past. So I want to share that for sure. And then the very last update that I want to share with you is a really, really exciting one for me. It's a big, huge personal growth thing that I want to share. And so I'm going to save that for the end because, again, that to me is just the biggest one, the biggest hurdle perhaps that I have climbed over as of late. So stay tuned because we have tons of updates to send your way. So the first update I have is the sun is shining. The last video I made, I was rushing around the farm trying to get everything, prepared and as, tidied up as I could for the rain event that was heading our way. We did have 3 days of rain and we got over 3 inches of rain. It was crazy. Animals did really well. They were very happy to have their multiple run-in areas. And even that back run-in that I bedded with all the extra hay did real well. I mean, you can tell that yes, there is that moisture underneath that hay, but by and large, the horses were able to hang out there, keep their feet relatively dry. But they spent most of the time in the stalls. Another update I have for you is in regards to our fruit bushes and trees. We did some weeding around the grapes here. We even transplanted a few of our grapes. We have 4 muscadines that we transplanted just behind me here. We're gonna need to build a trellis for those at some point, but they're still quite small. But the grapes got a really good kind of weeding over the weekend, last weekend. Again, it's almost Friday. The week is going so fast. With the rain, I felt like I was indoors and didn't do much of anything. So the grapes had a little sprucing last weekend, as did the blackberries. I'll try to give you a closer picture of them, but we did a bunch of weeding and mowing around the blackberries and the apple trees back behind me. So all of the fruit bushes look really happy. We even were able to put those 6 new blueberry bushes into the ground. So now we have 8 blueberry bushes. Can't wait to see how many we get this summer. We've already got a bunch of berries on some of the plants. So very exciting there. And then back behind me here, I have this flower bed that sits right here beside our gray carport. And oh gosh, I think I spent like 2 or 3 hours weeding this bed. We can't weed things as often as we'd like, but everything gets at least one really, really, really good weeding day per season, it seems. And so this little bed beside me here got a lot of attention last weekend, again, before the rain came. So that was good. We've just been really busy around the farm, and I'm so happy the rain is over now because there's more weeding and mowing and tending to do. But I just want to kind of give you an update because we finally got those blueberry bushes into the ground. They are no longer sitting on the back deck. Behind me here is where we put those little blueberry bushes into the ground. You can see the 2 older bushes are quite large. They're doing really well. They're a few years old now. So the new bushes that we put into the ground are still real small, but they will soon rebound and take off, and we'll be really, really happy to have more blueberries next summer. Our thornless blackberries are doing really, really well this year. We did some weeding around them. We've not yet trellised them up though, but they're full of blooms and we should have lots of really wonderful blackberries in just a few weeks. And then there are our 3 apple trees. They're doing well and slowly but surely growing. And then there's the sad little fig tree. I've not dug it out yet. You can see it has those few leaves down at the bottom, but it's just not happy. My next update has to do with Rocky here behind me. Rocky had a mild gas colic about a week ago. Maybe it was six days ago. So we're approaching a week now, but he's doing really, really well. I'm happy to report. My initial gut thought was that it was, found, or that he was beginning to have laminitis and that inflammation was causing him to shift his weight from discomfort. And the vet said no, that probably that's not what it was, that she really strongly felt that it was just because of his stomach being uneasy, and that was why he was shifting his weight. So that was a new little piece of information for me. I had never really heard of that with colic before. I've heard of horses rolling and thrashing and looking back at their flank. But that's just one little thing, that if you ever have a horse who seems to be off their feed, who's not feeling well, maybe a little lethargic, you see that shifting of weight in their back feet, it could perhaps be that they are having a bit of a bout of colic. So that was just kind of a nice new piece of information that I picked up. But luckily, like I was saying, luckily our little friend here is doing really, really well. So the next update I have for you is the garden. The garden was very happy to have 3 days of rain. The heavy rain very fortunately did not bother anything. It did not knock any of the plants down. And the tomatoes are very happy behind me. We have 2 rows of peppers. And so, everything in the garden is looking great. We did have a little critter come into the garden, may have been about 2 weeks ago, and that was disheartening, but fortunately we've not had any more damage. You can see the plants behind me, everything's doing really well. We did cover everything with either extra netting, or we put some extra metal cages around some of the plants. So everything is very well fortified, and again, was really happy with that rain we had. We have a few more plants here on the deck that are still growing. Here in the middle, these are a bunch of tomatoes that we transplanted out of the garden. I'm pretty sure they are cherries. Cherries are pretty prolific when it comes to reseeding. And then over here we have, looks like about 10 or so peppers, and these are, I think they're green and orange peppers. They're still too small for the garden, but we are hoping to be able to give away the majority of these little seedlings here. We have so many peppers and tomatoes already. And here in this last little tub, we do have a variety of peppers, and these we are hoping will head to the garden. So as you can see, we did a lot of prep work before the rain. We did a lot of work in the garden, a lot of mowing and weeding. And then the rains came, and it rained and it rained and it rained. And now that we're drying out, everything's doing well. So that's kind of spring for you. And we're just gonna get these super wet days. I had to come and get my notes off of my compost pile. I don't want to leave them out here. In the compost, this is kind of our wild winter compost back there. It looks like we have more birdhouse gourds that have voluntarily popped up. Not really sure what we're going to do with them. I don't know if we want to, I don't know. There's always so much to do. We always have things that are popping up here and popping up there, and we transplant and move and give away a lot of things. I actually gave away a large installment of those small gourds or gourd vines. I don't know, a couple weeks ago I took them to a former colleague of mine who was going to do a little planting project with her kindergarten. But again, we've got those gourds back there. What should we do with them? Ideally, they're going to need a place to climb. Do we put a fence up for them? Do we not? Do we just let them go? It's always something. But anyways, long story short, everything around the farm fared really well. We did all of our prep work as best we could. And it's paid off because now we just get to dry out and enjoy everything. Another update I have for you. Again, this little video today is all about updates, right? This next update though has to do with our next camping trip. We are big outdoor enthusiasts, and generally we go RV camping. You know, we bought an RV back in 2020, and we have been on a mission to visit all Virginia state parks. And not just visit them, but to camp at as many of them as possible. And that means that there are a few parks that we cannot take our RV to. A few parks here in the state are primitive camping only, which means you have to kind of hike in with all of your gear, your tent, your water. Some of the parks are kind of like a modified primitive camping setup where, you know, they might have water, but again, no electricity. So we decided that for our upcoming 25th wedding anniversary, so hard to believe, 25 years, it's crazy. We have decided that we are going to take a camping trip, but a different kind of camping trip. We are going to go tent camping, and we have made plans now to visit Breaks Interstate Park and Wilderness Road. And from where we live, we're very much in central Virginia. These are the two farthest parks from where we live. And Wilderness Road is primitive camping only, so we couldn't take our camper even if we wanted. And because Breaks is just so far away, we decided that rather than haul the camper, you know, 5 to 7 hours, we would just tent camp. So that's what we have coming up soon. We're going to have a tent camping trip that we will video and share with you. It's a very different kind of camping from what we typically do. You know, we bought our camper back in 2020, June of 2020. So we have been RV camping for, you know, coming up on, what is that, you know, 5 years. So this will be fun. It's a whole different ball game though. So a lot of different things that we need to wrap our head around, you know, just from your gear to your food to your, you know, yeah, just like what to pack. It's a whole different experience, but we're looking forward to it. So stay tuned because we'll have a lot of information to share about that. So this last update that I have, I think for me personally is the biggest one. And that is because it was probably the largest hurdle that I had to overcome. And I'll share that with you. So here at Carolet Farm, you know, we adopted the minis back in October. And we have decided to document our journey, you know, this first journey through the year, because not only do we want to really be able to look back and reflect on what our first year of miniature horse ownership looked like, but we're really hoping to be able to share that with you and hopefully help others who, like us, are embarking upon this new journey. We knew right off the bat that we wanted to document this first year. We've started a website. We have a few blog posts up that we're continuing to add to. And then I got this wild hair of starting a YouTube channel. And, you know, I just thought that would be a really wonderful way, one, for us as a family to look back and to reflect on this time, but to also put it out there to the public and to the community and to really share our experiences, because you know, there are things that we're learning every single day, and there might be things that we're doing that other people might go, oh gosh, that's a really great idea. I hadn't thought of that. And so this thought of sharing really kind of popped up in my mind back in February, but it's taken me until now, the middle of March, to really make it happen. So, you know, we did officially create our channel on Friday. I've got to look at my notes here. Friday, May 6th is when I actually created the channel. And it then took me a few more days until just yesterday, May 14th, to officially post our first 5 videos. Now, those are the first 5 videos I made. And anyone who has started a YouTube channel or started making videos will tell you the first 5, 10, 30, 50 videos are not going to be that great, right? They're not going to be your strongest material. You're just figuring it out. And let me tell you, I have a huge learning curve here. I'm not a techie person, so I'm really learning as I go. And I hope that you can bear with me and can kind of enjoy this journey, because for me, this is a big growth. And I'm really excited about this new chapter that we're embarking on. So not only did we post our first 5 videos that I've made yesterday, I wanted to share with you that not only have we made those 5, I've actually made 42 videos at this point. I started making our first video, I want to say it was early March. And so March, April, and now halfway through May, I've accumulated these 42 plus videos. I have several from last week that I have not yet put together. And those will include, you know, when the vet came out and the farrier came out and then Rocky got sick. So like I have all of these videos, and then there was also prepping for this big rain that we had. So I still have several more videos, or at least material for videos that are waiting in the wings. So be on the lookout for those, because now that we have officially launched our channel and we've got our first couple of videos up, it is my goal to continue to post at least 3 videos every week. And I'm going to strive to post them on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So, you know, be on the lookout, because our hope really here at Care-a-Lot is to share our experiences with you. And if you are a horse enthusiast, if you are just interested in watching somebody else kind of figure things out as they go, you know, tune in, because I think we have a lot to share, and I hope people enjoy it. But first and foremost, we're really doing this because we want to be able to look back and reflect on this first year and kind of the journey and the growth that we travel on with our horses and our farm. So I hope you enjoy. Thank you so much for checking in with us. And I hope you have, you know, had a good time listening to these updates. It's been a busy couple of weeks, busy couple of days, and I just can't believe that March is halfway over. So, all right, guys, have a great rest of your day, and hope to see you soon. Bye.